All right, good morning and welcome back, everyone. We are looking at Bitcoin on a weekly time frame. I just want to quickly point out that we are breaking under the 236 on a weekly time frame. We are testing the bottom of this channel, this orange descending channel. We already broke out of this pink descending channel. Closing the weekly like this in 1 day and 13 hours is going to basically say we are going to test into this lower consolidation as well as this 1.0 0.1 Fibonacci retracement to the 32.7 level, $32,700. If we find support here, great. But if we can't find support here, we can drop all the way down to $28,700 level. And losing that, we have the largest support at 27,000 even, which is the 200 EMA on a weekly. I don't know if we're going to get there all in 1 week, but the measured move of this pink channel is this 27,000, and that can take a week or two. So we'll come back to that because we still have the Bollinger Band at the 0.1. We might find support on that. Going to the daily. We are basically under all the EMAs on a daily time frame bearish. We basically tested into the 21, had a hard rejection yesterday. We closed outside of the Bollinger Band today. We are poking into the Bollinger Band. But when we make a poke like this and a close outside, I'm expecting a new low. So I am expecting these little wicks down here to get tested at some point today within 12 hours. Even if we go to the top side, I'm gonna assume that we have resistance right at 37,000, and then another large resistance at the 236, which is at $38,177. If we do get up there, we might get up there and just roll on over. And I don't know if we roll on over at this point and just test the low. I don't know if we get all the way to the 38,200 and then get rejected, find some consolidation over here, get tested the top of the channel again, get rejected, back down, and try to find support at the 0.01. If we lose a 0.1, we can go all the way to the bottom of the channel, find some support, and then finally break down into this level. So this can take some time, but this is a reality. The only way this can be different is if we actually get back into this channel and we find some support and break out of the channel, test into the 55, start closing above the 21 EMA, test on the 21 EMA, and then we break up, find some support here sideways and continue higher, maybe test back into this 382, get rejected, find some support on 100 or 200 EMA, and then we break up and test into the 0.5, find some consolidation, and then test into the top of the channel, into the pink channel. So these are two possible paths. We don't know which way it's going to go, but as you start seeing closes, open and closes in that direction of these two paths, you can have a better idea of what to trade for. All right, now let's go to the 4-hour and zoom in even more. This does look like a doji, by the way. So if we close like this in 12 hours and it just goes sideways like this, that can be a sign that, hey, we're closing inside the Bollinger Band. Hey, this huge drop down had a wick here and a wick here, so there's some buyers stepping up. Maybe this level here gets defended, which makes sense due to the fact that this was the last previous low. So as long as we don't make a new low under this wick, we can consider this can be a reasonable bottoming area to test back to the top side. But then when we test the top side, we have to see, do we have the strength to continue to hold this level, or are we going to get even a harder rejection right back down? So that's what I mean by we got to wait and see for the day. Going on a 4-hour, we might get a faster resolution. As you can see, we're testing into the 21 right now. If we can get into this 21 area, which is at 36,900, and we start closing above it, that'd be great. But if we're going to get rejected from here, just keep in mind the bottom of the channel, 34,200, is also the bottom of the Bollinger Band on a 4-hour. And breaking under that is that 0.1 level. And then we have the basically the measured move area as the next level of area for us to look for on a 4-hour time frame. This is all weekend action now, so we don't really want to put too much faith in this. Even if we break all the way down, I will probably be scooping up along before market opens, hoping for the retrace back up, because there's going to be a gap when we open back up on Sunday CME. If we drop or deviate too much from this area, since CME closed on Bitcoin at basically 35,900, so basically 36,000 where we're at, and the $100 difference is okay due to the premium on the CME. So this is basically where the CME closed. So as long as we deviate here and just go sideways, that's great. But if we move too far away from this range, I expect us to come back into this area by 6 o'clock on Sunday for the weekly candle close by 8 p.m. as well as the new one that opens. But by 6 o'clock, we should deviate back. Between 6 and 8, we should have extreme high volatility for where the weekly candle wants to close. And then after that, we'll have the new weekly candle open and start moving in the direction it wants to for the week to come. Hopefully up, since we've had 6 heavy weeks of selling, so we should have a little bit of a pity retracement, I hope. Even if we get that retracement, 37,000 is going to be a hard resistance to break through before we can even look for higher targets. But if we start closing above 37,000, we can look for a close above 40K. And then when we're closing above 40K on a 4-hour level, we can be like, okay, we're going to go for these higher levels, and we can look for those retracements. If we get to 40K and we can't even hold it, and we start getting, some weak volume, and then we can see a sell come through, like larger sell volume, we're going to roll right back over and retest this middle or this channel, and then we can just chop until we decide which way we want to go. So just keep that in mind for Bitcoin. Let's go take a look at Ethereum real quick, because these both are acting a little differently. So on Ethereum, we are also on the bottom of the channel. We are looking for this measured move to play out. We are under the 55 and 21 EMA on a weekly. If this weekly breaks down, we've been talking about this whole week as it is. These are our targets, the $1,700 area. If this 236 at 2,500 does not hold. If 25 doesn't hold, we have this 100 EMA at 2,350, and then we have the bottom of the Bollinger Band at 2,150. And breaking below those, you have this 200 at about basically 1,700. So this is what we're looking for on Ethereum on a weekly. Going to the daily, we can see that we are not outside the Bollinger Band for the close, so we have a possibility for a retracement to the upside, and maybe we find some support above the 21 EMA, which would be great. But we need to have open and closes above 2,950 to say, hey, the upside is more likely. Otherwise, we can get to 2,950 and get a hard rejection right back down, and then you could see this larger move to the downside be a reality. Because the test into the 382 would be the test into this pink channel, and rejecting out of that, you will have hard move down probably to the 236. Look for some support. If support doesn't come through with buy volume, then we will just waterfall straight down, because there's a lot of liquidity that I've been saying in this area that I don't know how the market maker is just going to leave this money untapped. I would expect one quick fast wick down, take all that money, and then go super fast right back up, because not everyone is going to have the opportunity to buy the low for the retracement to the upside. You got to be ready for it. And if you miss it, it could be a 5-10 minute quick wick, and then boom, within the next hour, we're up $1,000. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people are going to probably be caught off guard, and since it's the weekend with low volume, the market can push us down heavily before it wants to go back up. So just be very, very wary of that kind of price action. I'm going to the 4-hour now on the Ethereum chart, and as you can see, we are heavily behind all the EMAs. We're testing the bottom of the Bollinger Band as well as this secondary orange channel since we broke out of the pink channel. If this retracement to the upside on a 4-hour goes to the 21 and gets rejected, I'm expecting a heavy rejection to the downside due to the fact that it's the bottom of the pink channel that we just broke down off of, and then the 21 EMA is basically the bottom. So if we test into $2,750 area and get rejected, I'm expecting the rejection to take us down to at least the middle of the channel, which is 25.50. And then if we can't hold that middle of the channel support on this orange channel, we're gonna start testing this 24.50 that we set in the bottom of this channel. Breaking on out of the bottom of this channel, we can look for this measured move straight down into this lower area that we've been already discussing on the higher time frames. Aside from that, guys, it's the weekend. I'm not trying to trade too intensely. I have my areas of interest marked, and if we get to those areas, I will decisively take some action. Until then, I'm just gonna wait and see and have some alerts set so I can just get to the computer if anything does occur. Please be safe this weekend. I know there was 6-7 weeks of downward movement, a lot of fear and panic in the market. Market maker loves days like this to accumulate, to just pump it in our face, to get us euphoric again, to chase the rally and then dump it right back down again on our face after we all assume that the bottom is in a heavier rejection to the downside. So please be careful. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the section below. If you have any other asses you would like me to cover, please leave it in the section below and I will get back to you ASAP. Aside from that, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell button for notifications so you get these real-time updates ASAP, so you can either defend or add to your position. Aside from that, guys, just have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.